G'day friends, welcome to today's YouTube video. My name is James, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Today I'm going to be giving you a little bit of a peek behind the curtain, if you will. When this video uploads, I will be right in the heart of Virtual Voyage 4. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope I'm enjoying it. Fingers crossed everything's gone to plan. I wanted to film this though because I actually never really show what goes into prepping something like this or like making one of these workshops or some of the behind the scenes stuff. There's a lot of content that goes in there. There's a lot that is filmed, and then there's just a ton that isn't filmed. Just for the pure, chaos that it would be if I had to film absolutely every single bit. But I did want to give you a little bit of a peek behind the scenes at some process or some planning or prep. So this is that video today. This is one of the first lessons that I intend to teach. We haven't actually started Virtual Voyage when I'm filming this. I'm getting a huge jump on all my YouTube content so that I can make sure I don't miss anything whilst I'm focused on that live course. But this is the first lesson I intend to teach at our opening, like our embarkation day live class, like our live party. We kind of all meet and discuss what Virtual Voyage is all about, expectations, when things are happening, what's happening, and then we kick it off with a bit of a lesson just to get ourselves moving, our journals started, and really, just get into it. So this is what I plan to teach. No one knows this yet, so I'm excited. It's these are just thumbnails though. I'm trying to collect my thoughts. Obviously, when you're planning things like this, you get a ton of different ideas, and it's all well and good when they're in my head, but until they're on the page, I can't judge them well. So I thumbnail a lot. There is just tons of sketches all over my journals, all throughout my planner, all on random loose pieces of paper where I have all the ideas floating around, and then I kind of cherry pick which ones I think will fit best at certain times. I actually kind of stagger sometimes content where if something's like really heavily involved or if there's a lot of theory to something, the next piece of content I'll kind of ease up a little bit and give everyone's brain a break. There's a lot that goes into planning it all out and scheduling it, and I actually kind of enjoy the process. So I thought I'd share some of it for you with you today. VVIV, that stands for Virtual Voyage 4, Virtual Voyage Live Workshop. There's a whole blog post on my website if you've never heard about it before, or if you're curious to know more about it. It's way too involved to just kind of tell you in a 30-second speech, but go have a look. Essentially, it's a live workshop that I host, all about art journaling. This Virtual Voyage 4 is called the Lamplight Cruise. We're looking at some Disney Pixar movies. We're looking at Inside Out, Monsters Inc., Coco, and Toy Story. So you can see on that first thumbnail at the top left there, each letter represents one of those movies. This is the one I think I'm definitely going to teach. I think definitely, wow, oxymoron. No, is that right? I'm an art teacher, not an English teacher. All right, so the top right was actually just the Pixar ball. That design kind of put out on the letters. I want this to be the front page of my journal, so it really sets the tone for what's going to be inside. And I thought the big letters would be a great way to do it, but they're going to be the full page. And I don't know if I'm going to use watercolor, but probably, maybe gouache even. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I could use pencil or just go full mixed media. But I'm just testing different motifs, seeing how much pattern I want to put in there, if I want to go really literal or if I want to go really kind of abstract or maybe even a little simpler. Just having lots of options. I like my options and I like to have them all figured out before I start because a lot of the components for these workshops are live. It's best for me to like really go into that and make sure I've done the lesson that I'm going to teach, make sure I've done it myself before that becomes a live lesson. I can be very distracted and very unfiltered. I think you know this from most of my voiceovers. So in a live setting, I kind of have to keep myself on track, which means I'm very prepared with my lessons, which I like to, and I think everyone, appreciates that. It's nice and set. There's still some room for spontaneity though. Anyway, this is the last one here. So you can see they're just character patterns. The V is Joy's dress from Inside Out. The other V is Sully's body, like his fur and his spots. Then you've got Woody's check print down there on the bottom right. And then the marigolds from Coco in the bottom left. And these are just my thumbnails. Like I said, I think I'm going to teach the top left one because it's more involved, so I think it'll, fill out the lesson nicely, but I also think it's going to make the most impact at the front of the journal. This is also one of the pieces of content completely unrelated to the first part. This is my thumbnailing for something I like to refer to as C-Day content. But I'm actually here, like, this is the thing. I've planned all of this out, but even as I'm doing it, I think maybe this could fit into a different category, or maybe I should switch this here. Nonetheless, it's fine. I have the best problem in the world where I have more ideas than I could ever possibly need. So I'm going to find a place for this to fit properly. It's either a poolside activities, which is a printable activity, just for the fact that I'm going to offer that little template as a full page printable, but I think I might put it on C-Day content and just offer the printable as is, because I have another idea for the printable activity which I won't be able to put somewhere else. So I think I've just made my decision. Thank you for being here with me while I made that decision. These are for Inside Out, the first port of inspiration we're going to, and I'm looking at the style of Sir Quentin Blake, who is famous for doing the illustrations for Roald Dahl books. So it's very loose, very sketchy, a narrative, very simple but very effective, loose, sketchy line work, ink pens, loose watercolor, just the lot. I love it. And I've made these little movie poster templates because if you've ever seen the movie Inside Out, there's that section where they go to dream productions, and it's the part of Riley's brain where they formulate what she's going to dream about at night. And I think it's one of the funniest parts of the film. And I also relate to having very, very vivid dreams and/or nightmares. So I thought it would be fun as a part of the content and this is all about art journaling. This is all about my personal experience. So this is a great way to document some of the most hilarious, but also, I guess, personal parts of my dream experience throughout life. I've taken 4 of the dreams that I have on repeat the most. Like, I have these dreams that repeat themselves a lot, and the first one, actually, I used to have it a lot when I was a recurring dream. There it is. When I was a kid, and it was Catwoman. It was after I had seen Batman Begins or Returns. Steve, which one's the one with Michelle Pfeiffer? Returns or Begins? Batman Returns, I think. Whichever one Michelle Pfeiffer was Catwoman in. When I had seen that, I was totally freaked out by it, and I had this recurring dream that I was stuck on top of a skyscraper, and she would float around the skyscraper and just, like, taunt me at the top of it. It was so scary. I had that a lot. Don't look into it. It's gone, so we don't need to worry about it anymore. The second one that I'd just done up there on the top right-hand corner was called The Drip, and that quote-unquote movie represents this dream I used to have where I was sitting in a room, no doors, no windows, no nothing. I would just sit in the corner, and I would watch a ping pong ball hit the wall. You know those old TVs when they went to the screensaver mode, or like the DVD players went to screensaver mode, and the DVD logo would hit the side of the screen and bounce around all the time? I would dream that it was happening with a ping pong ball. I eventually found out it was because each time the tap dripped in the bathroom, that was the ping pong ball hitting the wall. So I actually found out that it was a tap dripping, turned the tap off, got it fixed, got a new washer in it, never had that dream again. Isn't that weird? Anyway, I've got a weird brain. Well, I've got a weird subconscious. I think my brain's kind of okay, but she struggles. Then the next one down the bottom left was called Mind Blank. That one is just a recurring dream I have about performing, and I would dream that I would be going on stage. All of a sudden, I'd have ice skates on. I'm not a figure skater, so it would just be confusing. Sometimes the stage was ice, but then also sometimes it was just me in skates on stage, and all the choreography to the show had changed, and no one told me, and I didn't know it. And so I'd be on stage just freaking out, not knowing what to do, mind completely blank. Had that one a lot. Still have that one sometimes, which is so weird because I haven't been a professional dancer since 2015. And then High Tide, the one on the bottom right there, a recurring dream I used to have where I was sitting on the beach and the tide would come in incredibly quickly and wash away like everything on the beach. Everyone's umbrellas were in the water. Everyone was just kind of swimming about, being like screaming, trying to get out of the water because it just come in too quickly, and there'd be a shark coming. Yes, 100% related to when I saw Jaws as a kid. So I think it's fair to say a lot of movies have, or even just life events, have a big impact on my subconscious. That means I have to be very careful about what I bring into my life. even till today, because there's a good chance I'm going to dream up something crazy about it. Anyway, here's some prep for Virtual Voyage 4. I hope you enjoyed getting a little bit of a peek behind the prep process, and I hope you're having a good time if you're joining me. I'll see you again soon. Bye.